Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's edition of Behind the Cape. Yes, I apologize. I know it's been a while since I've done one of these, so bear with me. My apologies for being away so long. I was spending a lot of time covering high school football, so for those of you who have been waiting, welcome back. I do apologize for the delay, but after seeing Thor Ragnarok, I decided it was time to come back and do another episode. If you have an opportunity to see this movie, go see it. Compared to some of the other Marvel Comics movies, it starts off a little bit slower than what some of the other Marvel movies start off with. It does take a little bit of time for the story to get going, but once it gets ramped up, it is really a good story, and it is really a good Marvel Comics film. Now, keep in mind, you should probably brush up on some of on what happened on some of the previous Marvel Comics movies before seeing this. They do make references to Avengers Age of Ultron. They do make references to Thor, the second movie, The Lost World. They actually do make a lot of references to both of those films. So make sure you brush up on those in regards to what happened in both of those films. Even if you haven't seen those films, you could still figure out what's going on. However, it is going to be a lot easier to kind of pick up bits and pieces of the storyline should you brush up ahead of time. Now, just taking a look overall at the cast, Cate Blanchett, she does a great job as Hela. Keep in mind she does have experience in this genre before, as keep in mind she was in Indiana Jones, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, which I won't go too much into that film, because obviously I'm going to let everybody else have their opinion on that one, as she did play a pretty good villain in that film, and in this one, you could definitely tell she's having fun with the role. She really did a great job portraying the character. Keep in mind, she is playing Thor and Loki's sister in this one. I'm not going to give too much away in regards to how she comes into play throughout the story, but she does a great job playing a villain, does a great job playing a goddess. So overall, she does an incredible job. And then Chris Hemsworth does a great job as always playing Thor. And then obviously you have Tom Hiddleston, he's playing Loki. Jeff Goldblum, okay, say what you want to say about him. He does do a pretty good job in his role in the film. So he does add some humor to it as well. And speaking of humor, there is a lot of it in this movie. There's a lot of comic relief scenes, which it's a Marvel movie, so it's a Marvel movie that's not Blade, so to speak. So keep in mind there is a lot of comic relief. There are a lot of jokes. And make sure you kind of go when the theater is full, because then once everybody else starts laughing, it really adds to the experience throughout the entire show. So definitely keep in mind there is a lot of humor in it. And if you're actually thinking about bringing kids, they do make there are a couple of swear words here and there. There is some innuendo, but not a whole lot to the point where you're sitting there going, okay, maybe I shouldn't have taken my kids to this film. Overall, if you do bring kids to this film, I don't think it really won't be too bad. There's really only a couple swear words here and there, maybe a couple lines here and there that may be inappropriate, but other than that, pretty safe movie to take the kids to. Very entertaining, some good visual effects, some good fight scenes. It really is setting up for the Marvel universe pretty well. Now, there are post-credit scenes, which I think is going to eventually lead to Avengers Infinity. Now, definitely keep in mind that movie does come out in 2018. There's also Black Panther that's coming out. There are some X-Men movies that are coming out, but those are totally different universe, so that's not going to have much of an effect on it. So I think overall what you see in this movie could probably play an effect in Avengers Infinity. So kind of pay close attention as to what's going on. And also Black Panther, there was a trailer for that film prior to this one. Keep in mind that Black Panther, there's probably going to be some elements in that film that will be attributed to Avengers Infinity as well. And then also with this film, Dr. Stephen Strange, Benedict Cumberbatch, does reprise the role. And I have a feeling that, he's not in the movie for very long, however, keep in mind that he is supposed to appear in Avengers Infinity, so I think his role in this movie was possibly foreshadowing it's something that could happen in that film that's coming out in 2018. So definitely keep that in mind as well, because you could probably sit there and go, okay, he's only in the movie for a few minutes. What was the point of that in there? It's the Marvel universe. Don't count it out. They're all tied together at one point or another. Keep that in mind. All scenes eventually lead to something else in a movie further on down the line. So definitely keep that in mind as you are watching it. So overall, Thor Ragnarok, go see it. It is well worth it. And then also, if you're in the Akron area, I know I'm switching gears right here, so just kind of bear with me. The Akron Comic Con is going on in downtown Akron this weekend. I went to it last year. A lot of good vendors there. You can really get some pretty good comics and probably get some pretty good merchandise for a good price. Keep in mind, if you are shopping way before the holiday season, you could probably find something there that's reasonably priced. I ended up finding a Deadpool mug a year ago for my brother-in-law. Apparently, that's his favorite mug. He absolutely loves using it. So if you have a chance, I believe it is Saturday and Sunday down in Akron. Yeah, I know WB&X is usually there. I know there were some pretty good costumes last year. So if you have a chance, go and check it out. It is well worth it. I think it is definitely one of the best Comic-Cons that comes around to the area year after year. And then also, keep in mind, Star Wars The Last Jedi, that is coming out in almost 1 month from now, as there's a lot of hype around it. There are some pretty good trailers out there right now that are hinting at what could happen in the storyline. Now, keep in mind, there are always a lot of rumors, well, this could happen, that could happen. Just kind of my whole thought process, be patient. There's a reason for everything. And keep in mind, George Lucas, he definitely had a lot of this planned out way in ahead of time. Now, keep in mind, this is a guy that James Earl Jones, in an interview maybe about a year ago, when one of the what was that movie? When the one Star Wars movie came out, in which it was kind of the one that was in between Episode 3 and Episode 4. Yeah, keep in mind, James Earl Jones did kind of give an interview that hinted as to whether or not he recorded the voice of Darth Vader in that one. Now, keep in mind, he did say, people asked him, was that his voice? And he said, you're going to have to ask George Lucas that. Keep in mind, Lucas, he really puts he really plans for a lot of his movies way ahead in advance. In other words, chances are there are a lot of storylines that he probably thought of 20 or 30 years ago for this film that are probably going to be incorporated into this. So definitely keep that in mind. And this is a guy that pretty much planned 10 seasons of Young Indiana Jones, even before season 1 got underway. So definitely be patient. Don't look too much into the rumors. Just what my opinion and my thought process. Just wait until the film comes out and just go from there. So anyway, thank you for watching Behind the Cape. And we'll definitely see you at the movies, definitely see you at the Comic-Cons. And hey, Yoda is awesome. All right. Have a good evening, everyone. Have a good day, no matter what time you're watching this.